Metalheads, Thrawn here with Metalholic Magazine and Mojo Radio, and all the way from Eidskog, Norway, one quarter of the Heroes of Tomorrow, Mo Dyani from Shraphead. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Not bad. It's raining cats and dogs here. How's the weather in Norway?
It has been pretty good the past weeks, but today it's pretty rainy here too, sadly.
It's rainy all over the world today, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
The new album is awesome. I just want to say that before we start the actual interview. I'm a big fan of it. A lot of people around here are big fans of it. So, to bring everybody that might not be familiar with Shraphead up to speed, can you tell us a little bit about how the band came to be?
Yeah, we started out in 2004 here in our home city, Magnor, in Norway. We started out with playing cover songs from bands like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and our front idols, basically. And after a year or so, we started making our own songs and started to play a lot of live gigs. Mm-hmm. And basically, we just continued to play a lot of live shows and made... I think we made one EP and one demo before the actual album came out. So, we released the album last month here in Europe and had a great release party in Oslo. And so we're going to just play a lot of festivals this summer, and it's going to be awesome.
Awesome. How did you get the name Shraphead? I'm sure that's a question myself and a lot of others have wondered. I mean, that's not a name you hear every day.
Yeah, we actually didn't start out with Shraphead. We started out with Shrapnel because we thought it had a cool meaning at that time when we were kids. And we thought Shraphead with head sounded better and it was easier to remember for people. So we just went for that name. And Shraphead doesn't mean anything, but it actually
sounds awesome.
Better. Yeah. So no specific reason, just because it sounded cool at that time.
Well, I think it sounds awesome. I mean, the more original a band's name is for me, the better off. Is the more it makes me want to listen. I guess I don't know.
Exactly.
So you guys have a new album that's about to come out, Blind and Seduced. What can people who might not have heard you yet expect from Shraphead?
From the album, you can expect 12 tracks. We have one intro that's basically just going to get you in the mood to listen to the rest of the album, and we got instrumental songs, and a little bit more about our sound in general. We just basically make stuff that we like to play. We don't have any specific genre in our minds when we're in the creative process. We just write whatever we want to write, and I've heard in some reviews that we're a mix between that we get inspiration from bands like Scar Symmetry, In Flames, and also I've actually heard that we get some inspiration from bands like Danish Volbeat and Breaking Benjamin and so on. So I don't know. We just make stuff that we like to play live, and so live music.
Cool. So you don't really have any kind of you don't compare yourself to anyone. You just do what you guys want to do, and that's awesome.
Exactly.
So you guys have been kind of coming out in the making for 7 years before this album is set to be released. It's a very extremely polished sounding record. You guys are obviously very good at what you do. Aside from the Angel CP, I hold out on this for 7 years with such an awesome sounding record.
Like I said, the 2 first years we just made, the first year we played cover songs, and the second year we started making our own demo. But I think it's because we have played a lot of live shows, and it took a bit before we actually found the producer and the people we wanted to work with the actual recording of it. I think we used about 3 years to make the actual songs on the record. Mm-hmm. And the rest of the time, we just played live.
Cool. Did you guys discover Metalville Records, or did they approach you?
They approached us. It was our booking agency, ICS from Germany, that actually mentioned us to Metalville, and they absolutely liked the sound we got, and just sent us an email with a question if we could work together, and we checked out the label, and it seems like it's pretty good people and stuff. So we're awesomely happy with our record label, Metalville.
Cool. You guys had a bunch of demos out before this album, and you also had the EP, the Ageless EP. Was the experience of making a full-length album different from doing an EP or a demo or something a little bit shorter?
Not really, because we actually used three of the songs on the Ageless EP for the actual album. So, but was it 4 or 3? One song from the Ageless EP, and of course it was more work, but we enjoyed the whole process with making the rest of the songs for the album. So it wasn't any harder or so, just more fun. And of course, yeah, of course, it was a new experience to come in the studio and actually stay there for 2 weeks for the actual recording. Before that, that was, I think, the longest time we had in studio. Before that was like 3 days or so. So it was awesome coming into studio and actually have a lot of time to like record 12 songs and really get into the whole studio mode.
What was the atmosphere like in the studio with Christian and Frederick?
It was cool. We actually had most of the songs done before we entered the studio, so we didn't have to like go through the whole producing sound of it. Frederick and Christian had more kind of opinions about like small stuff. So, but it was awesome recording with them. They are patient, and they brought up a couple of small stuff that actually made the record even better. So it was cool working with them. It was an awesome experience to work with Dan Bergstrand, because he mixed the whole album, and he made it sound even better than we could expect it to do. So that was awesome.
That's a good producer right there, if you can make your album sound even better than it was before they came into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's an awesome dude to work with. He's so patient, and he has a lot of good ideas to what could like sharpen up the sound you got and spice it up even more. So he's an awesome person to work with.
So my favorite album on the record personally is one that I'm thinking is probably a crowd pleaser live, and that's Merry-Go-Round. What was the story behind that song?
I got the whole band with me here, and I think William, the bass player, could answer that question better than me. So is it okay he takes it?
That's cool.
Yeah, like what's cool with that song is like the chorus. It's sing along. You know, it's super duper catchy. Like I think it's like really really catchy, but underneath there's like this heavy fucking rhythm. So it kind of sticks to your head, you know.
It does stick in your head, you know. that's the song that's stuck in my head.
yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks.
And you also have songs like Evilberry Jam, which kind of break away from the style of the record. What prompted that?
Oh yeah, it was just it was something we wanted to do. It's a couple of years since we wrote that shit. It was just a jam, you know, like a practice. And if we're gonna warm up and shit, let's fucking do Evilberry Jam. And just you know, and I know it strays from the rest of the album sound, but it's like real dark and shit. But it needed to be there. And we really wanted an instrumental. So yeah.
Something else I've noticed on this album, Joe, the singer, kind of stays away from the whole Cookie Monster vocals that are so prominent in metal.
Yeah, that was like a conscious move, because there's a lot of bands doing that, you know, with our sound. We could have easily been a lot more growling, like sweet and nice on the choruses and just fucking scary as hell on the verses, but it's been done. We wanted, we're not reinventing the wheel, but we want to do something that just sounds like us in metal. And, yeah, I think that's important. And besides that, you know, Joe has a fucking awesome voice.
He does.
And, yeah, he shouldn't be screaming and destroying that fucking voice. He should use it.
There you go. So, I think this was something Mo said. This album was inspired by society and about the indoctrination of false information given to children about life and death. Do you want to expand on that any?
Oh, yeah. In basis of that, I mean, we're atheists, and it's actually a anti-religious idea behind it, because it's all from, because, like, in Norway, there's no separation between state and church. It's a state-run church, and it's just the fucking shit we learn in elementary school. It's like it doesn't need to be learned in religion stuff. Well, yeah, it's about how, for example, the church is indoctrinating thoughts and ideas into children's brains that are just useless. You know, there's no need for that shit.
So, you know, Eidsvåg is kind of a town that sounds like it could have spawned some bands like Dark Throne or Mayhem. How did you guys find your sound in the midst of all that very different sounding music that you've been kind of surrounded with for so long?
Oh yeah, but like we live in a small town, we're not surrounded by it. You know, I bet it's different in like Oslo and Bergen and the cities. But I know black metal isn't really huge around here. But we like it, and we're proud of its history of metal. But no, it's not something that like surrounds us or influences us that much. It's just not our style. And besides, I think where we're from, the like Roadrunner bands, that's huge. And I think we take a lot more inspiration from American metal than say Norwegian.
That's a perfect segue. Do you guys feel you get a better reaction from your live audience at home or abroad?
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, we haven't really played a lot abroad. We have played, like, 2 shows in Sweden, and the rest of the shows are just, like, spread out through Norway. Of course, it's, like, special when we play in our hometown, because we're in, the local newspaper and shit. There's, like, kids with, with, like, our shirts. So, when we play here, it's, like, we can easily draw 500, 600 people. And have like a big ass blast, but and Oslo, yeah, that's like our hometown in Oslo. That's where we draw people. But there's not that many people that's heard of us, man. And but we just released this album, and I hope it's gonna change. We're gonna play live a lot more.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you know, as a relatively new band on the scene, what are your thoughts on the music scene so far?
Oh man, yeah, we love it. Personally, I listen to more like mostly old bands, but fuck, you can't deny that there's good times for metal. I just saw Mastodon playing in Oslo last Sunday. That fucking blew my mind, and it just shows that bands like Mastodon and especially Mastodon, man, I'm so hooked on that shit.
I love that band too, man. So before we get out of here, what if you could pick one artist in metal, alive or dead, that you could spend an evening with and just kind of hang out with, talk? Who would it be?
Oh man,
for me, there's a ton. So
it was. I'm thinking Dimebag, man. We're growing up watching the home videos.
Yep.
And that's the fucking hero, man. Seems like the coolest guy on earth. So, and that's fucking one of the most talented guitar players in history. So, yeah, I think I would have a blast with him, for sure. That's my pick.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and thank Mo.
Yeah, I will do that.
Giving us this awesome interview, and stay metal, and we hope to see you guys in the States.
Oh, yeah. We're hoping that too, man. We'll try our best. See ya.